everyone, it's Carmen. Thank you for watching and welcome back to my channel. Today we are back with some personal paranormal experiences I've ever lived throughout my lifetime. So grab yourself an iced coffee, grab yourself your favorite drink. We are going to sit here and tell scary stories. While we do that, I'm going to be playing with the Glamlite Betty Boop collection. Oh god, no please. No please. I can't express enough how in love I am with these collections. Honestly, I look forward to getting more in my bag. In my bag. I love this bag. I'll tell you guys the backstory to this bag. This bag is close to my heart because it really reminds me of a backpack, like a crossbody backpack one of my best friends got me when we used to be in high school. And at the time he was sharing his home with me because I was in the situation and I was living with him and his parents. And for Christmas, he had gotten me a crossbody backpack because at the time crossbody backpacks were a thing. And he got me this gold Betty Boop one because I was a fan of Betty Boop at that time. He knew how much I love Betty Boop, so it really reminds me of it. It's nothing like it, of course. The other one was bigger and it was a crossbody. I barely discarded that bag not too long ago, maybe 2 years ago, because that bag held so many memories for me. But I had to throw it away because I had to let go of that time. I don't know if for me throwing it away it meant that I was gonna forget through those tough times I went, but those things you just don't forget them, right? They become part of you and they become of you, and they're part of what builds you. I had to throw it away because it was coming apart in pieces already. I mean, he gave it to me in Christmas of 2009. You know, I had to let go of that bag. But this one is a crossbody bag and I really love it. I don't even know what I'm going to use it for. I just wanted to own it because it had a sentimental value to me. It's also a crossbody bag, so it has a little thing to buckle it in. And I love how it has this thing to make it into a compartment type of bag. I feel this is great for traveling, maybe to have my makeup. I mean, I don't really ever travel far or anything like that where I feel I need to take my makeup kit. But sometimes, you know, when you go to the pool, you go to the beach, you have all your essentials here. I don't know, I just thought it'd be kind of cool. And I just love how it has that. It changes. I don't know what that effect is called, but I love it. I don't know what it's called. Let's get into the scary story times. Can y'all see my mess here? Okay, yeah, you can. Okay, it's alright. It's alright. I'm human. I'm human like all of y'all. And it's easy for me to stash it. I just wish it was as easy to stash this cash like that. I'm gonna go through the collection first. Oh my god. Oh my gosh. Are you kidding me right now? Are you freaking kidding me right now? Oh, I forgot the lip kit. Hold on. Hold on. The lip kit came after because I bought this at the TikTok shop and I guess they have a certain time they have to ship items by, 24 hours. I just learned that because I also have my small business and I was getting dinged for that because I usually take 2 to 3 business days to ship items because I gather all orders and then just ship them. Bottom line, because they had to ship it within 24 hours and they were sold out of the lip kits. They sent me this complimentary Kiss lip kit, which is another red. But yeah, so I'm pumped. I'm pumped. Got a free item. Can we just talk about the mirror? I love this. The size is just perfect. It's perfect. It's what I'm gonna be using to get ready. The palette, I swear, they never disappoint. They never disappoint. I love how the palette looks like a vintage TV and then she's in there. I love that. Oh my god, they're so pretty. They are so freaking pretty. The color. And we have a little blush kit, which I love. Oh, I forgot they had a mascara. I don't want to be a savage and open it all dumb and rip it, so I'm trying to be the most careful. I love that. Okay, so blush kit. Oh, that's really this is really pretty. The pink right here, it's really pretty. I totally forgot it had a pale pink. It looks brighter on camera, I promise, but it's a pale pretty pink. I think I'm probably gonna use that today because I'm sure what I'm gonna go with today is gonna be a little dramatic. I mean, that palette is calling for it. Then we got some lashes. Oh yes, we got the whole shebang here. And then we have a mascara, which I am pumped. I'm pumped to use this mascara. First of all, let's put some powder under our eyes because we're gonna go cray with some eyeshadow right now. So I am gonna put some powder just to keep it safe because literally fallout can literally ruin your whole makeup look, especially if you don't have if your face is not set with powder. Mine it already is, but sometimes even if the face is set with powder, the pigment, especially with reds, the pigment is so pigmented. The pigment is so pigmented that it'll stick to your face and it will not move. We're not risking that today. So my first super paranormal activity this is the one time that I do have a witness that got to experience part of what happened. In Mexico, it's mandatory for you to wear a uniform. From elementary to middle school, you are required There's no like schools that are not strict on it like here in the US. Like over there, it's mandatory for you to wear a uniform. And because we have like such limited resources, my mom at that time did not have a washing machine, and she would like hand wash everything. So like my one responsibility was to come home, and as soon as I got home from school, take my uniform off and hang it, because where we live there wasn't pavement. Everything was just like dirt. Okay, so it was pretty easy for you to get dirty, especially a child at that age, especially in Mexico. You guys, we're a different breed. Okay, we grew up different. We always trying to climb shit and stuff, and the games that we played, especially at that time in my generation, were rough games. I'm talking about like tackling, throwing on the ground type of rough games. Especially me, because I was such a little tomboy since I was little. Like I was always a little tomboy, and I would play with my cousins really rough games. So, and the socks that were part of our uniform were like long, almost all the way up to our knees, and they were white, like white. And keeping your socks white was like a pretty big deal. It spoke a lot about you. It was as if the whiteness of your socks defined your status. By the way, as a transition shade, I used Boot Love, which is this one right here. I'm going in with Irresistible on my crease, and then I'm gonna go in with the pop of shimmer on my lid, okay? And it's gonna be Mojo Sass. Oh, Major Sass. Mojo Sass. Major Sass. And I'm pretty much gonna do the same steps on the bottom lid, okay? So one day my sister-in-law and I were coming back home from, she had just picked me up from school, because at that time I was under her care as my mom was working. And like I said, the first thing I had to do was take off my uniform, because my mom had to hand wash everything, and I had to make it last as much as possible. At this time, my teenage brother was living with us. He was about, I want to say, a good 15 years old around this time, maybe 14. And he was just the kind of person that if it was up to him, he would sleep all day, okay? There was times where he would wake up until like 2 p.m, you guys. He didn't want to go to school at all, and in Mexico it's not mandatory, so we knew that he was in the house, and that if we knock, he was the one that was going to be opening. So there we are knocking, right? So that he can open the door, and that I can go in there and change and just go about our day. Now, our house in Mexico is made out of plain wood, okay? My brothers built this house when they were teenagers, and they built this house with their own hands. No professional help whatsoever or equipment. They just built it themselves. It was a pretty decent house, but it was made out of pure wood. It had like no insulation. It had nothing, okay? It was just like a picture, like a garage. Picture like a really big garage made out of just wood. No rooms or anything. Everything was visible when you came in. You saw the stove, the fridge, the beds. Like, it was as if it was a mini studio. We were knocking, and I kid you not, we were knocking for a good 10 to 15 minutes, because to us, he was sleeping, because he was a very heavy sleeper on top of that. Like, he was one of those that could just sleep in through anything. It was pretty annoying, because we had to be like banging on the walls for him to open the damn door. So a good 10 minutes had passed. We were pretty pissed at this point, because he was not waking up, right? We kept screaming his name and whatnot. A good 15 minutes had passed by this point, and my sister-in-law and I just got to a point of like defeat, okay? We were just like so over it. Like, we had been knocking for so long at this point, and we were pretty much ready to give up. At this point, we were standing like in front of our door. We were already tired of banging on the walls. We were already tired of like going around yelling his name. We were tired of everything. We were just standing in front of the door. We were both standing still for a few seconds. I don't know, we were just like thinking of what else to do to get him to open the damn door. And then I see somebody move the little curtain, because our door had like a little window, and there was it was covered with the curtain. And I see how the curtain is like moved slightly, like when you kind of like peek to see who it is. And I catch that. And my sister-in-law and I both, okay, both of us, we both see how like the doorknob is like slightly moved. Like, it makes a sound of like when you unlock it, right? As soon as we see that door unlock, we storm in. Like, I was so upset. I just went in, and I was like telling him off. Like, I was telling my brother off. Why wouldn't you open the door, Dad? We're there standing for so long. You guys, I look up, and there's absolutely nobody there. There's nobody there. Now, when things like these happen, automatically your brain just tries to look for like the logical reason to why anything is happening, right? Like, your brain itself just tries to make it make sense, because it's trying to protect you from like panicking, right? Or from starting to believe anything other than something logical. So again, remember, we don't have rooms. My brother and I had bunk beds, and so he tended to play jokes on me sometimes. So sometimes he would like hide on top of the bunk bed, and like he would be under the covers. So I looked on top of the bunk bed. There was absolutely nobody. I looked under the bed. There was absolutely nobody. We had no other door. Well, actually, we did have. We had another door that was pretty much part of the wall. My brothers made that door, and that door did not have a lock, but it was like tightly sealed with a rope. And it was closed from the inside, you guys. So I can't even say that he like got out of the door and then freaking closed it from the inside, because there's like absolutely no way anybody can do that. We had absolutely no windows. Remember, my brothers handmade this house, okay? It didn't have like any perks like a window or anything like that. The only little window we had is the one that I mentioned at the door. There was nobody there, you guys. There was nobody. I changed so fast. I remember feeling like my blood drop. And so like my sister-in-law sees that I'm so freaking creeped out, right? I don't know why to her it didn't make sense to just stay there with me. She was literally like, okay, change quickly and then so you can come and eat, right? Because her house was behind ours. I don't know why this woman didn't think, hey, something creepy just happened. Like, she like totally discarded. Something creepy just happened. Let me stay with her so she doesn't feel scared. Let me stay with her so something doesn't pop on her or something, you know? Or let me help her investigate. She didn't even go in there and investigate. Try to investigate what the hell happened. Like, no, she was standing outside. She's like, all right, just change real quick and then follow up so you can eat or whatever, you know? My sister-in-law has always been something else, y'all. Like, she's been like in La La Land. Oh, like, she's always been in La La Land for real, for real. After I like changed the fastest I could remember, I go to my sister-in-law's house like how she told me, and she realizes that she needed something. I don't know if it was like she needed drinks. She needed something to go with the food. And there was like this little convenience store nearby our house. So we start heading out. Our houses are like in a little small hill, okay? And our house was like on the bottom of this hill. It's not so much a hill, it's just that the way this land is, it kind of goes like a slight hill. And so we had to go up towards a big door that would like lead you to like outside in the street. And so as we go up, it's like my tia's house, my tio's house, like all the tios around, like it's like their houses. As we're walking up, like their houses are right there. Well, on our way up, we saw my cousin, and my cousin was like really close to my brother because they were like the same age. And sometimes they would like hang out since my brother would not go to school. And so we saw him and we asked him if he seen my brother. And he looked confused and he's like, oh no, he left with one of our tios to work since the morning. We didn't even tell him what happened. We were just both like in shock, like what? And we didn't even tell him what happened, what we just had gone through. Like we were just like speechless and just kept walking. And then I was just thinking the whole freaking time, like I'm not crazy. Like my brother was not there and he was not playing a joke, and there's nowhere he could have hidden. Like I don't know what just happened there, but there's something in our house. Now after that experience, I don't recall anything else happening after that. But before that, when I was even younger, I had a few experiences, and some of them I have told my mom, and she told me that it was most likely like dreaming, or that I like must have imagined it, because of course, right, every time a child says something to their parents, especially that crazy, it's always like they're imagining something, right? It kind of sucks because like we gotta believe our kids more, especially when it's something that they can just like make out of their head without even watching like scary movies or anything like that. Like where can a 4 or 5-year-old possibly get a certain story without even watching like horror movies or something like that, right? I'm using classy chick in my inner corner, okay? When I was about 5 years old, okay, I have a very good memory, okay? My grandma passed away when I was 4 years old, and I have flashes and memories from the whole situation, and I was only 4 years old, you guys. In fact, I was barely gonna be 4 because she passed away in May around Mother's Day, and my birthday is in July. So I was about to be 4 years old, you guys. Like, I have a good memory, but selectively. And I do remember a lot of incidents. I don't forget, you guys. I remember a lot of incidents. When I was about 4, I was gifted this like doll, and these dolls were really popular back then, and I think there was a time where they were popular again not too long ago, and they're called my size dolls. Now these dolls were specifically called my size because they were literally the size of toddlers, like, and even a little bigger. I remember this doll being about my height. Now I can't really recall who gave me that doll. I'm not sure if my mom told me, a friend, my dad, I don't know who gifted me that doll, but bottom line, I was gifted that doll. So I remember this one specific time. My mom and I were sleeping. My mom has always been a single mom. Growing up, it was just always her and me. My brothers had like their own little house behind her house that they built themselves too, but it was always her and me in the house by ourselves. And at this time, my brother was not living with us, so it was just her and me, literally. Now, my mom has never liked sleeping in the dark. Like, she has never liked sleeping in the dark. She's one of those people that believes that there's nothing good in the dark, okay? I personally don't feel comfortable in the dark. I don't know if part of it's because that's how my mom raised me, like to not sleep in the dark. But personally, I don't like sleeping in the dark. I think I'm gonna use this plum eyeliner. I don't feel like wearing black today. So my mom always had like this little night light. Now again, remember, we were very limited to things, you know? So she had like this like cable extension on the wall, and it was like hanged on the nail, and from that hanged the little nightlight. So at nighttime she would just turn that on, and that's how we would go to sleep. That was our nightlight, okay? So our oh shit, I fucked up. So our home was never like in pitch black darkness. It was always like in a slight dim lighting because of this little nightlight that she had hanging from the wall. Now I remember the specific time waking up in the middle of the night, and I can't recall why I woke up. I'm not sure if I woke up because I had a feeling, or I'm not sure if I woke up because I wanted to go to the bathroom. But I do remember that I never got up. Now our bed was cornered against a wall, and against that wall was my doll standing. So if we're laying down and we look straight, we can see straight at the doll as she's standing against the wall facing that way. And so I wake up, you guys, in the middle of the night. I want to say it was like 1 in the morning, 2 maybe. I wake up, and the first thing I see when I open my eyes is that doll standing there. Now I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't even have one memory of me playing with that doll. Like, I don't recall even being happy about getting that doll. I don't recall ever playing with her. But I do specifically remember a sinking feeling I felt in that moment when I opened my eyes. I looked straight at the doll that was standing facing in front of her. And you know how like sometimes you stare at like things that I don't know if like your brain is telling you it's gonna move. Sometimes your mind even starts playing mind tricks on you, and you think it moved its eyes or it slightly moved, but it never did. It's just your mind playing tricks on you because you're staring at it for so long, wanting it to do something that it does, but in your head. I'm gonna tell you right now, if it would have just been that oh my god, I think I saw it move its eyes, or I think I saw it move its hands, I would have been like, I totally imagined it. But you guys, this bitch, I'm laying down just staring at the doll, and it's as if I was waiting. As if I was waiting for her to do something. As if I knew in me that she was about to do something. Like it's the way I remember it. It's as if I was just waiting. Like just waiting for it to happen. This fucking doll, and guys, I have no reason to lie. God is my witness. I wouldn't lie with something like this. She fucking starts walking, you guys. I'm not joking. I'm not playing. This is probably why my mom tells me that I probably imagined it. But I just know I didn't. Like, I just know that I didn't. I know because I know because I know. But until this day, she thinks that I imagined it. Now, what I remember doing after that is pretty much shutting my eyes. Like, I remember closing my eyes so tight, and I didn't open them again. I didn't open them again. I want to think I eventually fell back to sleep, because all I remember is closing my eyes and just grabbing onto my mom. Why did I not wake her up to let her know? I'm not sure. I was always a very quiet child, and I went through a lot of things that I never told an adult. There was a lot of things I went through without telling adults because, I don't know, I was always to myself, and I was a very quiet child. Freaking mascara is so cute, you guys. Look at how cute. Let's see the wand. The wand can make it or break it. Please be a good wand. Please, 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 please. Okay, yes. Oh, and I can smell cheap mascara. I can smell cheap mascara, and this is the good kind. This is the good kind. I know what cheap mascara smells like, and cheap eyeliner, guys. I know because I used it when I was a teenager. There's limited resources, remember? Why did I not tell my mom? I don't know. Again, I was a very quiet child. I went through a lot of things without telling an adult because, I don't know, I've always dealt with my feelings myself. I'm not the type of person that needs to like live and tell, that I always have to be telling a friend or telling someone what I went through or things I go through. There's a lot of stuff. A lot of people think they know me, but they don't, and they'll never get to know me because I'm very reserved and I rarely share a story. The only time I share like an experience is when I know that I can like keep you from doing something or making a mistake. Otherwise, everything I live I keep to myself, and everything I'm told I keep to myself. Is that a God-given gift? Is that a quality? I'm not sure, but I will say I'm literally like a book of secrets right now. But when I told my mom about that, I remember her telling me that I probably dreamed it. That I must have dreamed it, you guys, okay? So she discarded it as a dream. And until this day, I tell her, you discarded it as a dream. And I know what happened. She did tell me that she does remember having to get rid of the doll because I was always creeped out by it. And I'm like, didn't that like give you a message? Ooh, these eyelashes look like they're gonna be bomb AF. And I was like, didn't I tell you something? Don't you think that if a child really dreamed it, they wouldn't be so creeped out about a doll? Especially because I wasn't so vocal and expressive. I was such a quiet child that I really didn't like say what I was feeling or express myself. I'm like, you would think that would like let you know that in fact like I did experience something. Now I don't remember if she said that she passed the doll on or she threw it away because of how I was acting around it. Like I was not I was always like spooked with that thing. And of course, I saw it walking. Hello. Dude, if my kid comes and tells me that he saw something moving, we're gonna torch that shit together, okay? I'm not playing that shit. I'm not playing any of that. I'm gonna believe my kid and we will torch that shit together. Now, Barbies were always like my favorite thing ever to play with as a child, besides like mud and all that. But I've always been creeped out by porcelain dolls. Something about vintage porcelain dolls just creep me the fudge out. Like every time I go to a Goodwill, I don't even touch those things. Like I don't even touch them to look at them or admire them. Like there's nothing for me to admire from those things. Like I don't even touch them, you guys. I just got beef with them, I guess. Oh, that is one cute ass lash. That is one cute ass lash. Okay. I like that they have fullness, but they're not too dramatic, so we can still admire the colors. The thing about some like super thick dramatic lashes is that you kind of lose your work. Me personally, I like for my work to be admired. If I'm using a holographic red and a plum eyeliner, I want you to notice that. When I was like really little, like maybe like 3 years old, I do remember asking my mom if we ever had like a desk chair, and she said that we did at one point. Like we did have it, and then it eventually broke and she got rid of it. This mascara, by the way, you guys, I feel like it's gonna be amazing. Like if you curl your lash and just put a few layers, it's gonna be freaking bomb. The definition is great, and I was noticing that as I was applying it, but I totally forgot to say it. Anyways, the reason why I asked her this is because I specifically remember one time waking up. I don't know if it was like early in the morning or something like that. I remember like this little boy. It was like this little boy, and he was around my age when the events happened. And this little boy kept like turning and turning and turning in that chair. Like, you know, when a little toddler like gets one of those chairs and just starts spinning and just playing around. I remember this. We never had a little boy in our house, by the way. Like there was never a little boy. Like I'm the youngest child, so I was the only child there. Anyways, I remember this little boy spinning in that chair, and every time I said something, he mocked me. Like he would repeat it, mocking me. And he mocked me as he spinned in that damn chair. And I told my mom, and she said that I must have dreamed it. Because of course, right? Everything I have to have dreamed it, I guess. Let's try the blush. It's a very soft, pretty pink. I love it. I'm not really a pink blush person, but if I'm wearing a red eye look, it goes perfect with it. And it's a very perfect pale pink. We don't want too much going on our cheeks because we got a lot going on in our eyes already. And we're going to have a lot going on our lips, so we're going to wear red. Those are experiences I had in Mexico. There was one specific experience that I had here in the US, and this experience happened when I was like a good 12 years old, maybe 13. My mom used to work a lot, you guys, because again, she was a single mom, and at this time we were renting like this like mini studio slash garage. She was doing her best like always, and I was like 13 years old already, so I would like stay by myself now. Plus the people that were renting there, like they would keep an eye on me, make sure I was okay. And I was really good friends with their kids, so we had like that kind of like relation, right? I was never really scared to stay by myself because I felt like they were always right there, you know? Because we were literally living in their garage, but it was like set up as like a little mini studio. My mom used to work in Los Angeles time, and she worked at Tribune at one point. And she would get like those ugly graveyard shifts. The ones that she would go in like around 6 and wouldn't come out until like, I don't know, like 4 in the morning, you guys. So my mom would always call me. I believe she would usually take her lunch like at 12 midnight. And she would always call me to check on me. Like it didn't matter if she had to wake me up. She wanted to know that I was okay and that I was home. Because, you know, I was a teenager. Thankfully, I was a good kid, so yeah, she didn't really have anything to worry about. If I do say so myself. I never did anything I wasn't supposed to. I always took really good care of myself too. Like, I had a single mom and I understood the assignments. I stayed out of trouble. So this one time I was like really deep asleep, okay? Like I was like deep in my sleep. Ain't nothing waking me up. Not even the phone ringing. That was so pretty. So freaking pretty. Now, I don't know how long the phone was ringing for. I just remember something waking me up. Something woke me up, and as I opened my eyes, now I'm really sleepy, you guys. This is midnight, okay? It's 12 midnight. My mom is calling me to check on me. I'm deep asleep, okay? So I'm waking up super confused, barely able to see because like I'm like literally coping with my existence. And I remember seeing a quick glance of something hovering over me and then running to the closet. Like just booking into the closet. Okay, now this was a garage. There's no bedrooms. There was only like a closet door, but with no door. Okay, and so I remember looking like straight into the closet, like in shock, literally. And I remember staring for a good 3 seconds, like into the closet. And I remember the clothing, like all the clothes that was like hanged. I remember going like this, like slowly. and the phone starts to ring. And so I remember getting a little mini heart attack in that moment, because it's like, you know, you're like in that suspense, and then you know, the freaking phone is ringing out. This is a time where we still have home landlines, okay? We had like home phones, okay? Cell phones weren't like super huge. Smartphones weren't even a thing around this time, okay? This was like, I don't know, 2004, 2005, okay? I remember quickly answering the phone. My mom's on the other side, and I like cut her off, and I started telling her like, and I'm like making absolutely no sense, okay? I'm telling her like, oh my god, like I was like, this thing like just woke me up, and I went to the closet, and I looked at the closet, and like the clothes is moving. So I'm sounding crazy, right? And she's like, whoa, whoa. She goes, you're probably dreaming. You probably think you saw things, because of course, right? Of course. But it kind of makes sense, because it's like you were sleeping. You know, you wake up, your brain is barely like trying to like comprehend whatever's going on around you, because you woke it up from a deep sleep, and maybe you saw it. Maybe you think you saw it, but you didn't see it. And I remember being so freaking scared. But now that I think about it, because she did tell me that that was like the third time she called, by the way, okay? So whatever it was, maybe it was trying to tell me that my mom was trying to call me. My mom was trying to get a hold of me. And my mom is one of those, dude, that she will like worry. Like and I mean, as she should, right? Because she's a parent, but like she would like, her mind would jump to like the worst case scenario, you know, as a parent. So had I not answered the phone, I don't know what she would have done. She probably would have called the people that we were renting with and have them come and check on me or whatever. She was like, her mind is like, you know. And I get it, because she's like 30 minutes away from me, and like her only means of transportation is the bus. I can only imagine how frustrating it can be for you to be so far from your child, and you thinking something is happening to them, and then you don't have a means of transportation. Like, and at that time Uber wasn't a thing either. So I don't know, they say we all have like angels and guides. I'm open to anything, honestly. At this point, I feel like anything can exist. And maybe it was just something trying to let me know that my mom was trying to get a hold of me, and I was like so deep asleep, not answering the phone. And it tried to wake me up, and then like it gave me a little mini heart attack on the way. But I mean, whatever, you know? But yeah, you guys, those are some of my crazy personal paranormal experiences that I have ever come across. Like, I know my grandma went through a lot, and my aunts and uncles, like they saw things and stuff like that. I don't know what was it with my family that just like ran around, like it was as if they attracted it or something, but they were always seeing some shit, and things were always just happening to them. I'm a very strong-minded and spirited person. I feel like if there was anything that ever tried to follow me or tried to mess with me, I consider myself pretty strong, and I want to think that I would like discourage it. But my grandma went to a lot, you guys. I actually have the case of the Pokeyanchis here on my channel, and my grandma was actually sold to them. And when I tell you they saw the worst things you can ever imagine as a human being seeing, when I tell you my grandma went through a lot and she experienced a lot, she did. And apparently like evil was a fan of her, and it was always trying to bother her. But yeah, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed these little scary story times. If you'd like to share yours with me, I will read it. So I don't care how long your story is, I will read it. And I'll see you guys next time with another crime case.